Today we're celebrating a very special day. We have the privilege to celebrate the lives of U.S. citizens all across the country who have served in the armed forces. And it's a day that's very near and dear to my heart, considering that many of my family members, both past and present, served or continue to serve honorably in the armed forces. It started with my great-grandfather in World War I, who served as a truck driver. He would truck supplies to the front lines and truck wounded troops back to the field hospitals. My grandfather, his son, served as a radio gunner on a B-24 bomber during the Second World War. His three brothers also enlisted in the Army Air Corps at that time. My great-uncle served with Patton's Third Army as a combat engineer. He would clear mines and barbed wire and bunkers ahead of the troops following behind. I also have an uncle who commanded a Marine rifle platoon during the Battle of Hue in Vietnam, a cousin who served in a Marine recon platoon in Afghanistan. My uncle recently retired from the Navy after 25 years of service, and his daughter is following in his footsteps. Lastly, my brother, my younger brother, is currently in the Army, finishing up his training at the Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California, learning how to speak Mandarin Chinese. We're so proud of all these members in our family that have served honorably. The point is that my family has a long and proud tradition of military service for this country, and I've been surrounded by veterans all of my life. Today is a day that the veterans in my family used as a time to come together with each other and share their experiences. It was their time to remember old buddies, both living and ones who have passed on. As a little kid, I was fascinated by these talks, and I would try to sneak in and listen to their stories. Some were exciting, some were amusing. A lot were heart-wrenching experiences for them and tragic. The stories that I heard from their mouths are one of the reasons why I have such a passion for history today, specifically military history. That's what I majored in. As I grew older, they began to include me in their discussions. And I was shocked, because it's very rare that these veterans of my family would speak with non-veteran members of the family about their experiences, especially the hard ones. As they spoke to me, I could see just the pain, of these experiences that they had even decades in the past. It was like they were remembering it that day, like it happened yesterday. I don't know why they chose to trust me. Maybe it was because I really tried to understand their experiences. I tried, even though I couldn't really understand it, because no one has an experience what they experienced to truly understand. Maybe it was because I studied a lot of military things. I have a passion for the military, and I understood their jargon. Maybe it was because I asked the right questions and didn't make them feel uncomfortable. But I just feel blessed that I had that time with them. And they didn't know it at the time, but as I was listening to their stories and spending this time with them, they became my heroes. They weren't perfect by any means, as human beings, but they became my heroes and mentors, and they helped me break out of my childhood and kind of grow into the man I am today. I learned, such qualities from them as honor, sacrifice, commitment, honesty, trust, discipline, and duty. So it has been with many other veterans that I have come across. I do my best to observe their lives and listen to their stories, because I believe that they are some of the most vital and precious resources that this country has. All of them placed their lives and dreams on hold for a period of time in order to serve this country. They realized that they were a part of something bigger than themselves. They formed an unbreakable brotherhood, and they knew that they couldn't afford to hang back and be mediocre when our country and their friends needed them. They carried these values forward with them even after their time in the service. I have constantly been amazed by the character of these men and women, many of them who still continue to give so much back to their communities. My good friend Frank comes to mind. He was an 85-year-old Marine veteran who served with the 2nd Marine Division in the island hopping campaigns during the Second World War. He fought in Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Saipan, Tinian, and Okinawa, all of them famous and bloody battles that took place in the Pacific theater of the war. He could have stayed home with his wife, he could have been reading the newspaper, could have been watching TV, but instead, he was sitting at a corner protecting me from oncoming traffic. He was my middle school crossing guard. I used to sit with him after school and listen to his stories while I waited for my mother to pick me up. I used to think to myself that a guy like this deserved a break at this point in his life. However, that's not how he saw it. He wanted to continue serving his community. He wanted to make a difference. His indomitable spirit embodies that in many other veterans I have met over the years. The most amazing thing that I've observed when it comes to veterans is their love and appreciation of life. After sacrificing so much or experiencing what they have experienced, they do not take life for granted. All of the veterans in my family live life and continue to live life with a zeal that astounds me. They strive for excellence in all they do. They never give up. They enjoy all of the little things that life has to offer and soak up every little ounce of joy that they can. They understand the cost of what we have and all the freedoms that we enjoy. I see this in my brother today. After graduating from basic training, we took him out to eat, and I have never seen someone enjoy food as much as he did that day. After 10 weeks of Army food and dreaming about burgers, cupcakes, and pizza, he was in heaven. I'll never forget his look of satisfaction as he took that first bite of his steak when we went to Outback Steakhouse for lunch. Although enjoying fancy food is a small sacrifice on his part, he has a whole new perspective on life. He told me that we don't realize how good we have it until what we have is taken away. So you better enjoy it while it's there. I can also see it when he comes home for visits. His time with us is so much more precious to him now that he doesn't see us as often. It's like he is trying to soak us all in because he knows that he may not see us again for a very long time. He enjoys every happy moment that he gets because he is extremely grateful for them, and he realizes that he is blessed to live in and defend a country that allows him to have these amazing experiences with the people that he loves. So I want to say thank you to all the veterans who have impacted my life. You have been an inspiration and a motivator for me throughout the years. I also want to thank all the veterans standing here in this room and who serve at this university. I'm sure over the years, working with everyone here, you've influenced or motivated each of us in some way, shape, or form, whether it was through your work ethic, your friendship, encouragement, or mentorship. Your service, both inside and outside of the military, is not done unnoticed. My name is Benjamin Celaya. I serve students at Trident University as a student services advisor, and that was my moment in